was flat. Even though it was kind of my own fault because I had plenty of time to do it and I didn't. Alright, so I was kind of the same as Susanna. I kind of felt like, whoa, this is fast. It happened so fast. And it was kind of like one of those things where I didn't realize how fast it was coming until it was like 2 days away. And I was like panicking, and I was like, oh my gosh, should I go? I don't know if I want to go. And I'm like, Nathan, you have no choice, you're going. And so, kind of like Susanna, except it wasn't until after the plane trip that I just really felt peace, and this was actually what I was, really supposed to do, and really this is where I was supposed to be, and what I was supposed to be doing, and this is where God wanted me to be. And so, yeah, it was very good to see that peace that God, especially as Susanna said, everyone praying, and I wrote that in my letter. I just appreciate everyone praying because, we don't need money and food and everything if we don't have prayer. Because without prayer, this trip wouldn't have been possible at all because so much was just spiritual gifts that were given to us. So this was when we arrived at the airport. I was very relieved because I hate flying with all of my being. I hate it so much. You can ask them. I was horrible. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
You're fine, Nathan.
Yeah. So I was very relieved that we were there. And it was, like Son said, it was a long trip. It was 13 hours. It was very long. And the worst part was even the plane trip. The worst part was probably driving in the car. Because in Haiti, I don't know if anyone ever been to a third world country, but they drive crazy. They drive like this far away from cars, going like 50 miles an hour, and you're like, I'm too close to the car. But that was a crazy trip. But getting there was good, and it was just, I really felt, like I said, peace after I finally got there. This was me and David. Yes, he liked to play with my hair a lot, as you can see. They all like to play with my hair a lot. I don't really know why. I don't find my hair very special, but they like to play with it. And so this was David. He was really sweet. The first day he was interesting with me. We kind of had an interesting relationship. The first day, he wouldn't come over to me. He wouldn't really talk to me or play with me. He just would look at me and smile. And I was intrigued. I was like, he's just gonna look at me and smile. He wouldn't come over to me or anything, but I was like, okay, that's a start, You always gotta start somewhere. And then the second day, he would come over to me, and then the third day, he would start playing with me. And the fourth day, we were best friends. It was great. We were all playing. It was lots of fun. He was really sweet, and it was great to develop a relationship with him. This is another little boy named Will again. He was the opposite, actually. The first day we were there, he came, ran over to me, grabbed my hand, and wouldn't let go. It was very interesting. But he was really sweet. It was incredible to see just how much they just love you, and they want love, and they want to love you, and they want to be loved, and just hold your hand and get candy from you and do all those things. They would do all those things. And it was really sweet to see that, especially with him. He was a really clingy one, but he was really nice and sweet. That's another picture of a little boy named Welligan on the right, but the other boy is named Gisan, and he's on the left. And so he actually, this is a lot of backwards, but Susanna's counselor, not counselor, what is it? What is it?
The person who introduced us.
The person who introduced us to him, that person, she sponsors him. That's her sponsor child. And so I didn't actually know that until the third day. And it was really oh, that's funny that she sponsors him. He was really sweet. He was another one of my Klingons. He was really sweet. This was when they discovered my phone. They discovered my phone, and I let them have it, which was, looking back, was a mistake because they liked it a lot. They don't have many cellular devices or touchscreen anything, so they were very intrigued by it, and they liked playing with it. So they, of course, all flock around. There was about 3 of them there who were piling on top of me, playing with it. It was cool to see this. This was another picture of them all piled on top of me, taking pictures. So This was me and Logan. We actually, like she said, at the VBS, after the VBS, they were able to, they had an egg hunt afterwards. And so me and Logan were actually we hid the eggs every day. It was lots of fun to do that with him and hide the eggs. It was great to see the joy on their faces every time they found an egg and did that. This was the water tower. I think you guys already saw that. But on Friday we went to go get water with the kids, and this was probably the most impactful thing, for me. And it was just one of those realization moments when you're like, they every day walk, some of them for 10 plus minutes just to get water, grab it, put it on their heads, and walk back to their house every day, sometimes 3 or 4 trips, and just to look like we just turn on the faucet. Like, it's crazy. It was just that was probably the most impactful thing for me, the water and like the electricity and the food. Like, we just go to the store and buy it. We just refrigerate it, you know what I mean? And it was incredible for me to see that, like, they do this just for survival, basic needs. And it was great to see that and help them with that. This was some of the other kids getting water. This was, I think, one of the last days when we went on a hike with the kids, and it was kind of sad because it was one of the last times you got to like spend with them and do stuff with them. And so that little boy all the way to the right, his name was Blanc. He was the reason he's called Blanc, and it wasn't really an insult there, because he was like the lightest in his family, and so they called him Blanc. And so he was quite a favorite around the mission and everything. He was always smiley face, and he was really cute, running around and talking with us. He was great. This was on Friday when we went to the beach. We went to the beach, just us in the tap is what they call it. It's basically just like it's their mode of transport. It's just like it's like a hollowed out bus basically. And so on the way there it was nice, we could just sit and there was no one else, but on the way back they all piled in and we had to take them all back to the village, and it was tight, but it was nice to see, like, and be able to think like, oh yeah, we get to drive everywhere we want, so it was nice to be able to give them a ride and take a little bit of load off them. This was during the kite making, like Susanna said. So this was interesting for me because I was okay at making the kites, but it wasn't, I would not say I was skilled at it at all. I tried my hardest, they fell apart. I think I made like 2 or 3 and they all fell apart. But I made one and it lasted, and then I flew it and it ripped. And I was very sad. But it was good to be able to do that with the kids and just, build relationships with them and do something with them that they know, even though I wasn't probably very much help, but it was just fun to do that with them. This was the movie night that we did it with them. I wish I had a picture. There was this one boy that was just that one night at the movie night. He came over to me and sat with me in the back. And I can't remember his name, I didn't get a picture, and I feel really bad, but it was just, it was the last day, and it was just like really sad, but it was nice to be able to like spend that time with him, and I wish I was able to get a picture, but I wasn't, and I'm really sad, but it was really nice to be able to watch the movie and see that with them and experience that with them, and how intrigued they were with the movie and stuff.